Hello everyone and welcome back to the next installment of our 9.2 raid guides, proudly presented by Coinbase. This is Crzypck from Team Liquid, and today we'll show you how to kill Mythic Dausegne in the Sepulcher of the first ones. As a reminder, all of our Mythic guides are written with the assumption you understand how the fight works on Heroic. As such, this video is focused on the Mythic changes in strategy, and we won't be reviewing how Heroic mechanics work. If you need a refresher on the basic mechanics, check out the Heroic Guide video on our channel. On Mythic, the Dausegne fight has what seems like a fairly minor change on the surface, but does end up being pretty impactful. The boss also has substantially higher health, so you will almost certainly get all 4 pillars active later in the fight. That means you'll be dealing with 4 halos at a time. That's a pretty big step up from Heroic. So let's jump right in. For starters, we recommend a comp of 2 tanks, 4 healers, and 14 DPS. The only mechanical change for Mythic is that when you cross over a halo, you explode for massive and almost certainly lethal damage within 1 yard around you. This explosion does not hit you, it only hits other people within 1 yard of you. So, while 1 yard doesn't seem like a lot, it means that if you're standing on top of someone when you both cross the halo, you're both going to die. The counterplay for this is obvious. Make sure you aren't standing on top of someone when you cross over a halo. In practice, this can be dicey, as both the Obliteration Arc and Staggering Barrage will overlap halo timings throughout the encounter. It's important to keep your eyes open, watch your teammates around you, and ensure that you all stay safe. Things like Blink and Soul Shape can be used to pop through a halo in a pinch and won't proc the explosion. Aside from that, the fight is basically just Heroic with bigger numbers. Usually use Bloodlust on pull. You'll want to split the raid in half for Staggering Barrage soaks, with each half alternating which is soaking. If you only get 7 or 8 of the people assigned to soak, that's okay, but having the entire raid looking to soak will help ensure that if 1 or 2 people do miss it, you'll still survive. Domination cores must be killed as quickly as possible. All DPS should swap the moment they spawn, because this is the absolute highest priority DPS players will have in this fight. Killing the cores before they're able to put down puddles is extremely important, as later in the encounter you need as much of the room clear as possible to handle all of the halos coming out. You'll want at least 1 healer cooldown assigned for each inevitable minion cast, as the damage from that does actually get pretty intense. You may also want a healer cooldown or something like a rally later on in the fight when you're dealing with crossing over 3 or even 4 halos. The damage towards the end of the fight can get difficult to keep up with, so everyone should be helping with personals, health stones, and health pots. Now that we've kind of gone over an overview here, let's go into the halos and the overlaps that you'll have to deal with later on in the fight. Up until the 3rd pillar is activated, the halos shouldn't really be that much of an issue for you. However, once there's 3 at a time coming at you, the overlaps get really dangerous. Obliteration Arc will frequently overlap halos reaching the raid, so ensure you are positioned somewhere safely. You do not want to be caught in the middle of an arc and have nowhere to go because your halo debuff hasn't fallen off yet. To that end, the arc can be somewhat baited. It is always targeted at a random player in the raid. So, if the raid is all standing kind of near an edge between the boss and an edge of the room, you should get the arc shooting towards that edge and leave most of the platform clear. This isn't 100% though, as not everyone's always going to be able to stack, but it's definitely worth trying to do, especially if the arc comes out very early on in the halos. After that 3rd pillar is active, you'll also have Barrage overlapping the halos. It'll cast right around the time you're crossing the 3rd halo. So, whichever team is assigned to be soaking, along with whoever gets targeted, needs to ensure they get across that 3rd halo as quickly as they possibly can and get stacked in the line so the target and the other soakers don't die. This can get really hairy, so don't be afraid to use blinks, soul shape, door shadows, and anything else you have available to get across the halos quickly and get soaking. Windrush Totem and Stampeding Roar are also super helpful here. After the 4th pillar activates, the Staggering Barrage cast will occur between the 3rd and 4th halos, which is actually way more dangerous. Depending on the boss's health, You'll either need everyone to get across Halo 3 quickly, plant their feet in the line and soak, or just have the person with barrage stand over to the side, call for nobody to soak, and sacrifice that person. While sacrificing them usually isn't ideal, if the boss is sub 15%, it's honestly potentially better to just let that one person die rather than have a chance of losing 5 people because that's all that we're able to get into soak, and so all 5 of them die. This is a judgment call, so listen to your raid leader here and do what's best for the raid. If you get lucky, these really bad overlaps with barrage will be on someone with an immunity who can just pop that immunity and sit there and everybody can ignore it. Stay safe, don't die, and kill off this boss. If you enjoyed this guide, remember to like it and make sure you're subscribed to the channel to catch all of our previews, guides, kill videos, and more. A big thank you to Coinbase for making guides like these possible. From everyone here at Team Liquid, have a great day, and we'll see you for the next video.